Hello YouTube makeup lovers. So today I wanted to do a foundation first impression for you guys. The foundation I will be testing is the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua. This is an ultra light skin perfecting sunscreen makeup and it has SPF 15. I got the shade 20 Beige and this is what the packaging looks like, which I really like. It's just like a plastic package, which is great for traveling. It's small. It has 1 ounce, which is pretty much what most foundations have. The actual part of the inside looks like this. I don't know what to call it. The actual part where you squirt out the makeup looks like this, and I think that's really convenient because you can really control what you are gonna, take out of the tube. You can kind of control the amount of product that you want, and it's also easy, to like just squish out. It's just, I really like this packaging. It kind of reminds me of the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus that comes like this, and I like that. This is usually the one that I take to travel just because of the packaging, and now I think it's pretty much the same idea with this one. Even though I do like the pump a lot, the pump is like my favorite, but I also like this as well. The ones that I hate are the ones where you kind of like unscrew it and you have like the big opening of the foundation that when you pour it, you feel like you're gonna pour the whole thing all over yourselves. A lot of the times when I see foundations like that, just because of the packaging, I will not buy it. So I'm excited to try this foundation. I've heard really wonderful things about it. Let me read you a few of the things that the Chanel website says. It says the tiniest drop of this hybrid fluid creates a fresh, natural complexion. Skin looks refined and feels refreshed, creating an exquisite makeup experience. The fluid formula has a soft, water-like texture and comes in 10 shades that match perfectly to the skin's undertone, whether pink or beige. It says it is oil-free. And I got the shade Beige 20 because the lady at the counter told me that the ones that end in 0 are more beige toned foundations and the ones that end in 2 are more pinky toned foundations. So since I never buy foundations that are pinky toned, she told me that the beige was the one that would be the best for me, the Beige 20, and I totally agree. When she tested it on me, I really loved it. I usually try to get foundations that are more yellowy, more beige toned than the more pink ones. I like the pinker undertones for maybe my concealer, but for the foundation, I stay away from the pinky tone. The foundation is $47 and I got mine at Macy's, so it's not a cheap foundation. It's more of a high-end brand since it is Chanel. I apply it in the video with a makeup brush. That's my favorite way of applying my foundation, even though I'm sure this type of foundation and having already felt the consistency will be a nice one that you can even apply quickly with your fingers. I feel like maybe during the week I would try it with my fingers. That's how I apply my CC cream. But usually the foundations, I always just like to blend it in and apply it to my face with a brush. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna share with you guys how I apply the foundation and my first impressions of how I feel as I am applying it, and I will definitely come back and check in with you guys a little bit later. It's also important for you guys to know that my skin is more normal to dry. Having already applied it, I feel like it would work for normal to dry skin or even normal to combination skin. I'm not sure how it would feel on extremely dry skin or maybe on extremely oily skin, having already tested it out on my face. So now I am ready to start the makeup testing and the foundation application. I'm gonna shake the bottle first. So I'm gonna apply it with my Urban Decay Optical blurring brush. This is a brush that I bought very recently and I have been testing it out. Just so you know, I have no makeup on my face. I did apply my moisturizer, which is the Fresh Rose Hydrating Gel Cream. Right now, all I have done is my eye makeup, which I did really quickly. It's not my best work, but I have only my eye makeup and I did moisturize my face, which for me is so important before applying any foundation. The first thing I'm gonna do though is I am gonna apply a primer because that's what I would normally do when I usually do my makeup and I apply foundation. So I'm gonna use Benefit the Pore-Fessional, and that's gonna be my face primer. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit on my face. I always say this, but whenever I try a new foundation, I always try it with a primer, because if that's how I'm gonna wear my foundation when I normally wear it, that's how I do it when I test it, to give it the same amount of chance as the other foundations that I've ever bought and tested. So now I'm gonna apply some of the foundation on my hand, and it is kind of liquidy but not, and I put a little bit too much, but that is what it looks like. See how it kind of runs a little bit, but it's not super liquidy. I kind of just did that so you can see what it looks like. I'm just dotting it on my face. This is how I like to apply my foundation. Now I'm gonna take the brush. It smells nice. Well, it goes on real easily. It just like disappears instantly. It's very thin foundation. Right now, it's covered up a little bit, but not that much. That's very light coverage. But it seems like this is something that I would do like maybe for work, the way that this looks right now. But I would want a little bit more coverage if I were going out at night. But I mean, I feel like, you know, I can tell that my face changed from when I first started to now. It looks a lot more nicer, but it's still very light coverage. It feels so soft on the skin. I like that. It feels very light. I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit more. See how this builds up? This color is actually perfect for me. You can see that like it matches my neck real well. I don't really have to do any crazy neck blending or like, you know, put makeup all over my neck to make it match. I like that it looks very, like, I feel like my skin looks natural. It doesn't look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup, which I really like that. I applied a second layer, a small layer again, very light. I always like to apply the layers little by little, but I applied a second layer. It doesn't look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup, but it does cover a little bit more. So right now I'm pretty happy with the coverage that I have applied with the two coats that I did. They're very thin coats, but pretty much what that big blob that I put on my hand, I did put the whole thing on. And but little by little, which is how I like to do it. I did one layer first and then the second layer, and I'm happy with the way this looks right now. I think it built up real nicely. It still doesn't look like I have a lot of product on. It actually seems very natural, like I'm wearing no makeup, yet my skin is a lot more even than it was when I first began. I do think that this will be more of a light to medium coverage foundation. I think it's one that maybe will be really good to use for every day. And I mean, right now I feel like I don't even have to set any powder on because it just looks so nice. Even though I usually do like to, you know, put a little bit of my MAC Mineralize Skin Finish Natural over my makeup to set it. But this just looks like really nice just the way it is. All I feel that I need is my concealer, because the foundation is not meant to cover the dark circles. I use concealer for that. But I mean, it's pretty much, I really like the way it looks. It feels so light. Of course, we do have to see how it's gonna react and how long it's gonna last throughout the day. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply my concealer, do my brows, put on some lipstick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back and I finished doing the rest of my makeup. I did apply some of the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural to set the foundation, but I put very little with a big poofy brush. I just kind of like dusted it all over my face. I also did my concealer. For concealer, I used the Eve Pro Salmon Concealer, and over that, I used the Urban Decay Naked Skin. This is the Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. Blended that all in, and then I also set that as well. So I also put some blush on. I love applying blush when I'm testing out a new foundation, because a lot of the times, seeing how long your blush lasts throughout the day is also a good factor in testing out a new foundation. A lot of times, a good foundation can keep your blush intact the whole day, and I really love that, especially like when I go to work, that I look in the mirror when it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon and my face is not totally like blah and dead. I always like to see a little bit of the blush still on my cheeks, and a lot of the times it's also because it's a good blush, but it can also be because you're wearing a nice foundation or a nice base under there. Usually for me, for work, it's the It Cosmetics CC cream, but I think that this is one that seems so light that I would want to wear to work during the day. But I'm also really happy with the way the makeup is looking right now, and I definitely think that it would still be something that I would even wear at night, even though it does have SPF 15, which usually at night I try not to wear products that have SPF, but it doesn't really bug me. And like I said, I love the smell. I really like the way that this smells. So right now it's 12:08 p.m. and I'm gonna be doing a couple errands, and it's hot outside. I live in Miami and it's hot all the time now, but I'm gonna check back in with you guys a little bit later. Hopefully I can do a little checkup in the middle, and then at the end of the day, if I do come back home. But if not, I will definitely check in with you guys at the end of the day. So I will talk to you guys very soon. So I am back checking in with you guys, and right now it is 5:01 p.m. So I've already had the foundation on for a few hours. In these last hours, I do notice as I look at my face in the mirror, which is right here, I do see how my cheeks are still perfect. They're flawless. I still have some blush on. It still looks like my face is flawless, like if it was just freshly made up. I do notice, however, that in the nose area, I already have some redness that is seeping through on the sides. Also important for you guys to know that I have not touched up any makeup. I haven't blotted. I haven't applied additional powder. I haven't done anything to my face since I last spoke with you guys. The only thing I did just do right now was put a little bit of lipstick on, because I wanted to do the lipstick, you know, just to film the rest of the video. But the only thing I've applied is lipstick, nothing to my face. But I do see that on the sides of the nose, the redness is already coming through. And when I flip my mirror over to the magnifying glass, I do see how the foundation has kind of like settled into here on the corners of the nose, where it kind of looks a little cakey. And then I see it like a little bit at the top of the nose. So those are like the only areas where it looks a little bit more blotchy. It doesn't look as flawless as it does on the cheeks. And then I do see a little bit of shine here. I mean, my skin is not very oily, so it's really not that big of a deal. It's actually like normal, but I do notice that the cheeks are the area that has been maintained perfectly, whereas maybe like the chin and the forehead, I see a little bit of shine, not too much. Still good to go for a few more hours, I am sure. And the cheeks, the worst part, I think, is just this area on my nose, which is still kind of like, you know, it's seeping through the redness. So let's see if it gets worse throughout the rest of the day, and I will make sure to come back and check in with you guys a little bit later. So I am back, and this is my final check-in for the night on this first impression. It is 10:28 p.m. right about now, and I just got home. I have been running around all day long, and I haven't put any makeup on my face. Once again, I just applied some lipstick just for the sake of filming this last portion of the video. So overall, the foundation, I mean, I pretty much see a lot of, you know, I see the redness still here that has come out. I mean, even my concealer has already worn off, so it's already been a long time. But this is pretty much like a normal day for me for during the week. When I go to work, I mean, I have like 10-hour days. So this is like a good test for me today. I mean, today we had the day off. So today I started around noon is when I did my makeup, but usually I'll do my makeup at like 7 in the morning, and then I get home late at night. So it's the same amount of time. So I think I put it through a sturdy enough test today, and it was a good way to test out the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua foundation. So pretty much my final thoughts are, I mean, obviously now I feel like I looked already a little bit disheveled. I can definitely see like even my concealer is already like wearing off. As far as my cheeks, this is a part that has maintained itself the best, because usually the cheeks do. I still have a little bit of blush, not as much as I had when I checked in on my last check-in, but I still have some blush left. So I still see that I have some rosy cheeks, and I still can tell that I have some makeup on. As far as on the sides of the nose and even on my chin, I feel like the makeup is completely worn off. Even a little bit on my forehead. I still feel like I still have some makeup on my forehead more than I do on my chin, but this area, which is the usual area that always gets a little bit more oily, has already worn off. But I mean, it is 10 p.m. I'm like getting ready to take a shower, wash my hair, and then just go to bed. But my final thoughts, really, so far I like the foundation. What I like about it is that it seems really easy to apply. I mean, I applied it in 2 seconds, and it wasn't even, I mean, it just took 2 seconds with a brush. I feel like this will be a really great foundation to use during the week when I'm about to get to work, which I'm usually rushed. I would still do it with this brush. I really like this brush as well, the Urban Decay Optical Blurring. It just applied on so easily, and it blended so fast. I like that it has SPF, especially if it's something that I'm going to be using throughout the day. Love the packaging, so that is like a huge plus. I love this packaging. It's small, it doesn't break, and I love the way that you can, like, you know, pull it, you know, like squish it out. You can get the amount of product that you want. Definitely it's a foundation that you have to shake because it's pretty liquidy, and I like that. Also, I like that it built up real nicely. When it seemed like if I had applied that much makeup on, it just seemed so natural. My skin just felt like my skin. It didn't feel like my skin with a bunch of makeup. It just felt like my skin was flawless and almost like if you have nothing on. It was just so natural. The cons maybe is, for me it's not a con because I love the smell, but there is a scent. So if you do not like foundations with a scent, then it's definitely something that I wouldn't recommend. I feel like the coverage will be light to medium. It's not a foundation that I would recommend if you have like, if you really want full coverage and you want to cover a bunch of skin imperfections. That's not the one that I would recommend for that, because it's very light. For me, it's something that I feel that I probably wouldn't even use in the nighttime. This is something that I'll probably use more on a daily basis. Like, I'm even already thinking of just leaving it in my bathroom so that when I get ready in the morning, I can just apply this on quickly and just leaving it there instead of having it here at my vanity. But as far as the foundation, I like it. Another con is that it is pricey, because Chanel is a pricey brand. So the price is definitely, you know, a lot more expensive than maybe other foundations out there that are probably just as good. But as far as the foundation, I'm definitely going to keep it. I'm not going to be returning it. I mean, I like it. I think I can get really good use out of it. Like I said, it's a great size for travel, and it just feels very natural, very light makeup, and it just like makes your skin even, and it makes you look flawless without you having to apply that much makeup. And it's very easy to apply, blends super easy, and it builds up really beautifully. So far I like it. Definitely going to continue using it every single day from now on, just to continue testing it out. It's also important, like, the first impression video is good because, I mean, it kind of tells you how the foundation looks on your skin, and you can see how it like reacts throughout the day. But using it a few days in a row, like maybe like for a couple weeks, almost to a month, then you see how your skin's gonna react to it. I need to make sure that I don't break out with it. So there's a lot of things that I still need to test out that is more like long-term testing, not just like in one day. But a lot of the times these first impression videos, I mean, I've tried out foundations before, and I tried it out on the first day and I hate it, and I return it, like hands down, like boom, it's gone. So in this case, it's something that I definitely want to hold on to and that I want to keep on trying. So if I fall in love with it completely, I'm sure you'll be seeing this again in my monthly favorites. So that is pretty much it. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this first impression video. Let me know what other videos you would like to see on Be Lounge Makeup. And as always, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Bye.